Hello, hello, our visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. How are you? Welcome back to our abundance reading. Today is our day 143. Time really flies, right? It's 143. We are now live streaming to our YouTube channel. One moment, let me put that on our YouTube channel's playlist so that our members could have a look at the same time. By the way, if now they are online. So, or if you are watching later replay, it's still great because this is I just let it unflow. I do not set up like a settled time. This is like I want to put it like enjoyment and freedom. I do not want just a fixed time like a duty, like a task. Then I will lose all the fun, right? So we want to enjoy our reading. And at the same time, enjoy the growth, enjoy the inspirations, and also have fun. Okay, so today we are coming back to our expert secrets. Every day we are moving forward. And let's see how much we've already read like this. And by Russell Brunson, expert secrets, underground playground for underground playbook for creating a mass movement of people who will pay for your advice. The Russell Brunson is a creator and also the founder of ClickFunnels, the platforms I've been using for quite a few years. It's a big community, a beautiful, very, very high energy community. Many creators there and many great successful entrepreneurs there as well. So today we're on secret number 13, the one thing. Remember, just quickly review. Yesterday, he introduced a perfect webinar, or it's called now the better name is perfect presentation. It's in any kind of a marketing. You could use this formula, use this script, this process to like deliver your message and get people buy in. Okay, and now he get into further detail breakdown into like the one thing. Initially, you build up the rapport, right? The rapport at the beginning of your presentation. And to let people justify the failures, ally failure, fears, throw rocks at the enemy, confirm suspicions, and encourage dreams. It's just like a build up that kind of an ally with your audience, right? And show your full understanding of them. And now you get to the next step, is the one thing, the domino. And here, this is another cartoon to illustrate it. I love it. It's simple cartoons. I was just curious, who is creating this for him? Is he created by himself? Russell is like an artist, right? So the one thing is from curiosity to identify the big domino, and then the first attempt to lock it down. Remember yesterday we mentioned about the original story to lock it down. Okay, let's read more about these details. I love this practice. So every step is just like a specific strategy, and you know how to practice it. It's time. Are you ready to put your perfect webinar presentation script together? You have all the foundational pieces you need at this point. So he already, we read before, previously he introduced about all this kind of a domino and epiphany stories and heroes' true journeys and the 3 false beliefs, 3 secrets, and now the perfect webinar script. Okay, now here. So we're just going to go right through the script writing process from start to finish. You're going to write a whole presentation right now. Wow. Typically, I create this either in PowerPoint or Keynote. To me, I'm a PowerPoint person because I like bullet points. I do not want to write long sentences. Like even the Keynote, I would not even put the notes on my PowerPoint slides. Because I love that kind of like you get outlines, you get the key points, and then you just go with the flow. I do not want like a strict sentence by sentence read. So I'm going to teach the next few sessions, slide by slide, with an image to show the concept behind each one. I love image. I'm a visual person. So I love image. I love bullet points. I love simple, okay, easy to implement. And I love to see the results. If you are doing a webinar, this graphic shows what you put on the slides. If you are using the script as an email sequence or some other signing system, use the slides as a reminder of what you need to cover at each phase. So that's a great point, right? You can use the slide just as like a guidelines or as a key points, and then you can turn that into any kind of messages, your content, even including your email email later. Let's talk about scripting for a minute. When it comes to presenting webinars, there are two kinds of people. Okay. Some like to just look at the bullet points on the slide and improvise. Maybe that's me, right? Improvise. It's just like spontaneous to present. And others like to have an entire script written out that they can just read word for word. I hate that one. If somebody's reading, I would feel so bored, right? So personally, I'm in the first group. Me too. This part I resonate with Russell. But you need to practice. Okay, I know somebody maybe you, at the beginning you may be nervous and you feel like you need some script. I know that sometimes, for example, my son, now he's good at the presentation, but he still needs a lot of scripts to read from it. And I was just telling him, could you please simplify your script? And you need express on the spot. Do not just read, right? I know he's just like growing, still improving. So now he's at that stage. My daughter, maybe she's like a more like a between first and second. She also needs the scripts, but she could express like spontaneous on the spot. So that's great. So always depends on the practice. The more you practice, the more confidence you have, and the more you are familiar with the preparation is also key. Okay, and you are familiar, how much you are familiar with the topic, and then you have the space to expand it. And now for me, like for interview as well, I just need a few questions like as outline, and then I just go for flow. I love that kind of like a freedom. I would say everything's like a freedom. Okay, some let's see. Personally, he said he's in the first group. Okay, Russell, we are in the same group. However, the reason we call this the perfect webinar is because we've tightly engineered it to deliver the most conversions. I believe it's as perfect as you can get. So for right now, I strongly recommend that you script out everything you're going to say word for word. Wow. That way, you know you won't forget anything. So it's still recommended, especially like for the first time, for the beginning times, you are using like the perfect webinar. I would encourage myself. Yes, that's a challenge to me, but I would encourage myself to write down that script. Yeah, I still need to remember the previous chapters. I need to write down that story, the epiphany story. So I could actually take this chance for your guidance to write that down. So this will be a perfect chance for me to also write word by words. Once you've delivered the webinar live a few dozen times, here he said a few dozen times, that means like at least 20, 30 times, right? It will become second nature and you can improvise all you want. And even if you say, no way, I don't want to read a script, at least go through the process of writing it down as you go through this section. I really want you to be successful right out of the gate. Let's go. Okay. The introduction and the one thing. In a traditional webinar, this first part of the presentation should take 5 to 10 minutes. That's mean a traditional webinar. If you are using this in other setting environments, you can do this part in a much shorter window. Its job is to build rapport and get people excited about what they are going to learn. So here's like a brief, he uses slides. I love that. So this simple slide is like a title slide. How to do what, like without what. So remember that earlier he introduced this script or this, you can say a formula, how to get your most desired results without like the pains or the fears, right? This is like resonated with your audience. The title slide is the first thing people will see when they log on to the webinar or watch the replay. It's got the webinar headline. Okay, yeah, it's a headline, he mentioned it. Webinar headline. You wrote earlier in the previous chapters we read and practice this. You wrote earlier, how to without. The goal here is to encourage curiosity and get people to stick around. So for example, say, hey, everybody, welcome. This is the script, okay? Hey, everybody, welcome to the webinar. This is and today I'm going to show you how to, like for example, introduction. This is, for example, for me, Spring Zheng, Russell will say, this is Russell Brunson. And today I'm going to show you how to, I would practice, okay, bear with me. I want to read and also at the same time, practice my own niche. I'm going to show you how to launch your purposeful and profitable, or now I say that how to launch your profitable and impactful online business without being technical or have a big, let's say, connection list or contact list, something like that. Okay, so I will see, this is just my first draft, right? This is a good exercise, but I will see if that will be the best. I do have my masterclass, so I definitely can use my masterclass as a perfect example to practice his guidance. So I remember now I put those without one. It's like I use the even if. It's a different like a headline format, but similar. Here is like a similar, like even if or like without, even if you are not technical or without being technical, or and have a big contact list, and also even you are still doubting us. In my format is like even if you are still doubting yourself, or you're still thinking that you're not good enough, something like that. Okay, I have this like 3 ones. So here, Russell is giving an example of his title slide: how to create a 7-figure funnel in less than 30 minutes without having to hire or be held hostage by a tech guy. Ooh, see? Did that headline immediately call your attention? This is Russell, his picture. This must be a like screenshot from his webinar or masterclass. Okay, so this is the title is quite powerful, right? So how to create a 7-figure funnel. So actually, I should change my title. How to have like a 5 to 6 figure. I need to be honest, okay? I need to be like a match what level I am creating the results. How to have a 5 to 6 figure launch of your online business. Online business of your online business. Because initially I said like a profitable, right? So if I want to be more specific, I say how to have a 5 to 6 figure launch. Let's say 5 to 6. Okay, 5 to 6 figure launch of your online business in. Is this launch business? Okay, this is not like 30 minutes launch business. Okay, in 90 days. That's super reasonable for majority of entrepreneurs, like especially for newbies. Okay, even the newbies, we help them. That's a real things we created, so we're there to say that. So don't just create made up. Okay, you need to be truthful to what you can create so far. Of course, you can later, if you increase the results, you can align with that. So always be truthful. Okay, how to have a 5 to 6 figure launch of your online business in 90 days. Let me use his format. Without let's say, without having a big contact list or being technical. Okay, or let me see if I can put the third one there. Russell used the 2. He said without having to hire or be held hostage by a tech guy. He used the 2. So I originally used the 3, without having a big contact list or being technical or being an expert. Let's see that. Being either I say expert, I say what? I say being, because here I want to handle that inner challenge, inner false belief, because they don't think they're good enough, or being an but actually I create people to become expert, and so I do not use the expert words. What can I use? Because even if it's much easier, okay, even if you are not confident or you are still doubting yourself, right? But here now I change to be without being a guru, or what? You can welcome to give me feedback. Let's have a brainstorming, okay, while we're reading and practicing, or being a guru in your niche. Or being experienced. And because I do not want to use expert here, because I want to help people turn them into expert. So, or being super experienced in your niche, something like that. Okay, I may change that word later, but at least I get my sentence. Okay, this one big thing, the title slide. So hey everybody, welcome to the masterclass. This is Zheng. Today I'm going to show you how to have a 5 to 6 figure launch of your online business in 90 days without having a big contact list or being technical or having, oh, okay, here it's easier, okay, or having years of experience in your niche. See, I got it. But it's just like a super non-title. But Russell normally does not mind that, as long as you make the point very clear. Okay, gosh, I accomplished the first one. Ooh, it scared me, baby. Okay, the second one is the intro rapport. Earlier, you learned about one sentence persuasion by Blair Warren. Remember, he said, people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, ally their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them throw rocks at their enemies. Remember those five components into one sentence. I like to cover this at the very beginning of my presentation as a way to build instant rapport with my audience. Here's how we do it. So first, justify the failures. I love this. Now we finally get into the script part, right? Justify. So based on this, you know, I just need to like simply put them into a slides by slides, and then I will get my whole presentation. Okay. So I will definitely do this after I finish this online video. Now I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is probably not your first webinar. The first thing I want to mention is that if you failed at some like blank in the past, for example, in my situation, failed at launch your project or launch your business in the past, it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there and it can be confusing many times. That information overload keeps you from success. It's okay. See, that's a justify their failure. The second one is allay their fears. If you've been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed with online business, obviously here, it's like a blank again, right? You fill in your own niche. I want to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right person to explain it to you. Now, the third one, throw rocks at their enemies. The big corporations want you to think you need a lot of venture capital or some fancy college degree to be successful. I'm here to tell you they are wrong. So actually, my situation will be a little bit different. Let's see. And because here is to handle those like fears, right? Including those like venture capital or like a fancy college degree, or I would say you need like a fancy coaching certificate to be successful, right? Many people think that, oh, I do not have a certificate, I cannot be a coach. So I could change the words here according to my niche. I'm here to tell you they're wrong. They have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. So Russell here is putting big corporations as their enemy. So who in my niche should be the enemy? Could be other marketers, those marketers, right? You may hear many marketers want you to think you need a lot of, let's say, you need a lot of, let's say, technology or system or like coaching certificate or like years of experience, right? To be successful. I'm telling you that they're wrong. See, I'm changing to mine. Okay, so they have their reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. Okay, confirm suspicions. If this is a part 4, right? If you've ever thought that the government and the banks actually want you to fail, you are probably right. They don't benefit from your succeeding. They want to keep you in debt and in need. That may be not true in my situation. The difference with us is that we actually care about your success and truly want to see you living the life of your dreams. So I don't know why he put the government and banks there. I think, okay, I do not want to put the government and banks to be my enemy. So let me see, how could I use this? Confirm their suspicions. This is a little bit challenging. Not easy for me to replace that government and banks. And because Russell wants to show that why they are different. For example, ClickFunnels are different. And I will show why my abundance movement and coaching is different. Okay, so here, because like many other mentors and coaches, right? And of course, they want you to be successful, but they care more about how they can make more money, right? That's true, definitely true. There are so many people, they call them mentors or whatever. It's just like they are more like marketers. They care more about how much they make from you. That's definitely true, okay? The difference with us is that we really care about your success and fulfillment and truly want to see you living the abundant life of your dreams. So I'm changing that into my image. Okay, so number 4 now, encourage your dreams. So that's what we are here for. I know you have a dream to change the world and make an impact. And I want to show you how to make that happen during this masterclass. Gosh, I finished the second part. Okay, now number 3 is the ruler. Let's see, what's the number 3? I was trying to find where is the number 1, 2, 3. I think Russell get lost. It just randomly put the number 3 here. Very interesting. The editor did not find that, but it's fine. The ruler, goal number 1, the new opportunity, make it inclusive. Okay, make it inclusive, the new opportunity. So let's see. The next slide is what I call the ruler. It's the measuring stick people will use to judge your webinar. Okay, the measuring stick people will use to judge your, okay, the ruler. Who's the ruler? If you don't tell them what your goals are, even if you do everything perfectly, they may be upset because their goal was different than yours. Okay, so you need that means you need to align your goals with theirs. So I like to tell people right away that what my goals are, what I want them to get from the presentation. If they aren't looking for a similar goal, they have the opportunity to leave at that point. So that's good. So let me see the script. Okay, the goal is always to help them to see that this new opportunity will give them their greatest desires, increase their status, and help them achieve their goals. I also take this opportunity to be inclusive of any people who aren't sure whether they are in the right spot. Yeah, that's a slide sometimes we call you are in the right spot. I don't want people wondering during the whole presentation, is this for me? That's true. You need to answer this at the beginning. I want them to know upfront that this is exactly what they need. So now here is the script. My goal for this presentation is to help 2 types of people. It's also like a filtering process. Okay, for those who are beginners, you will get, it's like what the presentation new opportunity will do for them or how it will fulfill their desires. So you need to fill in the blank. And for more experienced people, you will get alternative. So this means like you would targeting both levels, right? Some are just beginners, some are more experienced. So this one you could just accommodate both. Sometimes my inclusion is for beginners versus advanced, but other times it's based on different parts of the market who may be watching. So for me, I would say both, right? Because I have I have coaches, visionary entrepreneurs. Some of them are just beginners. Some of them just have the idea, wants to launch your coaching business. But some of them already tried some years, but they're not good enough, right? Or did not succeed yet. So that's why they need more help. So here's an example. If you own a retail store, you will get blank from my presentation. But if you own an online store, you will get blank from the presentation. That's wonderful, right? So that's true, especially through pandemic. There could be like a retail store and other people getting online. So that means that you can help both. And okay, let me see. The rule goal number 2, the big domino. So the next slide is typically an extension of my goal, and it's where I first show them the big domino. So here I want to put this, like, who is this for? Okay, who is this for? Okay, and the last slide for the goal 1 and the goal 2, big domino. Next slide is typically an extension. Okay, remember you created your big domino sentence earlier. It looks like this. Okay, everything is like a review like that. So if I can make them believe that new opportunity is the key to what they desire most, but it's only obtainable through the specific vehicle or your vehicle, then all other objections and concerns become obsolete. Okay, so irrelevant. Let me put this, highlight this. So this slide restates that sentence in the form of a goals. Let me see. The person did he put? Okay. So this is the first one. Highlight that. So you put this slide. My goal from this web class. The number 1, the only way for you to exponentially grow your company is through sales funnels. Okay, the only way to build funnels is through click funnels. He made this so like explicit, right? So clear. So let me see. This slide restates that sentence in the form of goals. My goal from this web class. Number 1, the only way for you to exponentially grow your company is through sales funnels. The only way to build funnels is through click funnels. So I would say in my situation, okay, let me see, from the goal 1, okay, now I need to fill in everything. Okay, so my goal for the presentation is to help 2 types of people. For those who are beginners, you will get, let's see, you will get what? You will get the comprehensive principles and strategies and how to launch a successful online business. And for more experienced people, you will get what? You will get pinpoints. Where is your blind spots? What you are missing to help you better get it right and bring your business to the next level. Something like that. Okay. So now the goal 2, my goal from this webinar, the only way for you to exponentially grow your, I would say your business, your online business, because here is all about online business. Okay, for me, or I could even say online business or coaching business, online coaching business. I could further narrow down my niche to that, like online coaching business, or it's just like online business, or like a grow your coaching business. Online business, okay, is through right? Abundance movement. Give me some feedback. Okay, if I say abundance movement, or I say through abundance movement, let me see that. The only way to build, but replace this. He said funnels. The only way to build a successful, let's say, an abundance movement is through what? Is through abundance you. It's through the abundance you and abundance creator. Abundant creator bootcamp. Okay, so I make it specific. So Russell is through his software, and through my Abundance You coaching, I would say Abundance You coaching and Abundant Creators Bootcamp. Okay, so that's mine. I replaced his to be mine. Remember, they need to believe that your specific vehicle is the only way to get that what they desire most. Now, number 5. Okay, let me see. Where is this number 1, 2? I'm still curious. It missed the 1, 2, maybe just missed the number. Let me put the number there. Introduction and the one thing. Introduction part. Oh, okay, now I see it. Number 1 is the title slide. Number 2, okay, he put on this mini, like I say, cartoon of slides pictures. So number 2 is the intro rapport. So, okay, actually they're right. We did not really miss, it's just like the editing part. Number 1 is title slide. Number 2 is intro rapport. Number 3 is the ruler. Number 1, go, let's go, right? Number 4 is the big domino. The only one, okay, is through you. So the goal 1 is for, who is this for? For the people, okay? The what type of people you are helping. And then is what, right? The only way for you to grow your online business is through what? And the only way to build that through what, okay? So now you're clear. Now number 5 is qualify yourself. Now you need to introduce who you are. Who is this person? Who is the bolder claim that you are the solution for them, right? You are the expert of guru. Qualify yourself, backstory. Here is where you introduce yourself, and that's a backstory place. Introduce yourself and let people know why they should listen to you. I'm not a big fan of bragging, but you need to make sure you have postured yourself in a way that they see you as an expert and an authority. Super important, okay? You need, posture yourself in a way. This is very important. It's like a impression, give them that impression, or received or perceived. Okay, perceived. Once one of my speaking mentor mentioned that perceived celebrity. You need to create that kind of status. This shows them you have already achieved what they desire. Okay, you have already achieved what they desire. Don't get into the game of sharing every stat about yourself and reading a 10-page bio. This is annoying and does not build rapport. Briefly touch on the external results, but then dig a little deeper and talk about the internal result your achievement gave you as well. Remember that external results and the inner transformation. These are the 2 things you'll be discussing with your first epiphany bridge story. With your first epiphany story. So here is your first epiphany story. And I'll get to like briefly your external results, and now you get into the next one is your epiphany bridge story number 1. That's your origin story. Now Russell is connecting all the pearls together, right? All the puzzles together. Isn't that amazing? We read all those like pieces before, and now his logic now is like putting them together into this perfect presentation. So now the number 1, epiphany bridge. This is where your, let me see. So if I do the number 1, qualify myself, I will mention about some of my external results. It's just like what I introduced under my name signature. And the inner results I achieved. It's like since like after a few years, let me say 2009 till 2014, 15, that's 6 years later, 6 years into my coaching practice, how I transformed. It just briefly mentioned because it's just one slide, right? I transformed into abundance store leadership coach. And that's a deeper story. Maybe here is not directly introduce that. So now you get to number 6, where you transition into your backstory for your first epiphany bridge story. Tell your origin story. He's using all these kind of terms, right? Like a backstory, origin story, or epiphany bridge story. The series of events that first convinced you this new opportunity was a vehicle for you. So like a coaching, right? How I got from, I will put my notes. My story would be from corporate world, Fortune 100 company to coaching. How I've found my purpose, my passion into coaching. This will be your first attempt to lock down the big domino. Use the epiphany bridge. So, okay, actually the abundance movement should be more specifically related to coaching. It's through coaching, it's through abundance coaching movement. So abundance, let me say coaching movement. Abundance movement coaching. Yeah, not kind of a vehicle. It's new opportunity. Abundance movement coaching. Abundance movement coaching. Is that like a vehicle? And through the specific vehicle. Okay, that is like it should be like a new opportunity. Okay. The opportunity, let me put it here. Opportunity is the abundance movement coaching. Now this is a vehicle. Is specifically through like Abundance You coaching and Abundant Creators Bootcamp. Okay, now let me get back to the previous story. Okay, Epiphany story 1 about lock down the first attempt to lock down the big domino. How I get into coaching. Use the Epiphany Bridge script to tell the people, okay, get it to the coaching and actually what does it mean? Entrepreneurship, purpose, passion, and creativity, value, and what else? Freedom. At least at the beginning is the time freedom already, right? So that's a original story why you need to get into become a coach. So this is like, yeah, I need to think of from this angle, from this niche, to tell people why they should become abundance coach, abundance coach, abundance coaching, abundance movement coach, through abundance coaching, Okay. All right, that's it. And use the epiphany stage, a bridge script to tell the story in a way that gives them the same epiphany you had. That means you need to explain this, share with them the journey you went through. If this you succeed, they will be sold after this first story. That's amazing. If you just one story can sell it. And everything else you say from this point forward will strengthen their initial aha. So hopefully from here, you want to get people's initial aha, why they should become abundance coach, right? They should be my target, my goal, and my journey, and why they should become an abundance coach. Okay. Okay. Number 7, linking your story to them. In their situation, after you tell your epiphany story, some people will think that's great, but it has nothing to do with me, right? Because that's just your story. So next you need to make it relevant for them. The way, relevant, make it relevant. The way you do that is to reframe it in some way. Okay, reframe. Just highlight some keyword, okay? Relevant, and reframe it some way that is familiar to this situation. Tell them what's traditionally being done. Then explain why that's hard or confusing. Finally, explain how your solution makes it easy or better. Right. So traditional is hard and confusing, and your solution is simple and better. So here is the script. Love his script. Okay. You guys probably don't want to be in the potato gun business, but funnels still apply to whatever you do. Here's how you traditionally sell your products. Okay. You still think about them, how funnel applies to whatever people do. So I could say coaching apply to whatever you do. Here's how your traditional sell your coaching products, right? You put a whole bunch of products on a web page, or your service, you put your service on a web page, sell your coaching service. Let me replace it. Okay, you put a whole bunch of products, coaching services on a web page and hope visitors buy something before they leave. Here's why that's hard. You have no control over where they are clicking or what they are saying next. It's just a big hodgepodge of products. Yeah, that's true, actually. It's not boasting. In the traditional website, that's why Russell used to put the website as the enemy. Okay, the website, because he wants to create that kind of a conflict, right? So the traditional website has all the menus. People can just navigate anywhere, and they can get lost and they get bored and they just leave. And you have no control at all. You don't know where do they go. So that's why it totally makes sense, right? That's why funnel is controlled path of marketing and selling. So here, he said it's like a hodgepodge of products. Funnels make e-commerce scalable because you are leading a customer down a path. So he said path, where they only have to look at one product at a time. That's true. You want to really focus, right? Only provide one product, not more than one. Otherwise, you confuse people. And upsells help you earn more from each customer. Okay, so now before I move to number 8, I need to get this one down for myself, linking my story to them. For example, and okay, you probably don't want to be in. Okay, he said put it down, so does not apply to my. Or okay, but coaching. Let me say coaching. And here's how you traditionally sell business through coaching service. Put the whole thing. That's similar. Okay, that's similar. And you have no control over where they are clicking or what they are saying next. So how should I change that to be my niche? So the coaching service, you hope people to buy, but they're not buying it. This is a little similar, actually. If you do not have a good system, like funnel system, even you provide the coaching service there, and people will just randomly click or maybe navigate and then they leave. You never have any control. So, but I'm not selling for funnels. So what should I say? I'm selling coaching, right? Abundance coaching. So this is a challenging time sometimes. When you read the scripts, you follow those like that example, and now you need to replace with your example. Not very easy. So I will say what? So the coaching, well, I would say coaching. The funnels first, or coaching. He's using a contrast to websites. I need a contrast coaching to what? Corporate world or other work? Okay, to like a corporate job or any other business opportunity there. If they are not aligned with your purpose and passion, right? So that's where, and okay, so I could say that's traditionally people get into entrepreneurship. They just follow the trend, right? People follow the trend, find whatever is selling good, and then they engage into that and eventually find out it's not for them. Okay, and no niche. I could say that no niche. Here in my case, is no niche. But Russell is like other web. He's compare funnels with other website. For me, it's compared with like any other business entrepreneurship without a niche. Okay, so without niche or generic niche. Okay, so niche make. Let me see. So niche make your service like targeted, focused. You are leading a customer down a path where they only have to look at one product. So mine will change to be, and you will find, you will filter. Okay, filter the right audience, needs, and clients. Right? That's a niche. Because all your marketing, your messages are niche related. Okay. For example, your niche marketing. That means not including your, let's say, your brand, message, offer, and content, and even your community. Everything is targeted. Let me put here, targeted niche marketing. Okay, that's for my niche. And that will help them. This will help them to really attract more audience, needs, and clients. Okay, so that's my link, my story to them. Whew. Not very easy. I need to really, and now put all these notes here. I really need to put into a slide. So that will help me to further sort out my thoughts and make a clarity. Clarity here. Here, let me put also here. Clarity, everybody needs clarity. Clarity is power, right? So now, number 8, case study proof. This is super important. If you have a quick case study of someone you've worked with having success with this, or an example that helps them see how it will work for them, you would include that here. I have actually 2 great cases study in different industries. Not only has this worked for me, but here is a story about Trey, who was on the same webinar recently and look at the transformation he's had in just 6 short months. Oh, okay, so this is a script. Okay, we'll put a quote mark here, so we will know that's a, let me put all this quote mark. We know this is example. Okay, so not only has this worked for me, so you will see this not just work for me, right? For example, the niche, the abundance niche, coaching and niche movement. We should put it here. The abundance niche movement. Okay, make it more specific of my new opportunity. So not work for me, but here's the story about that. You can use another name. For example, I could use my my customer Paco, or like only different cases. But I can put it here. Who was on the same webinar recently different. Okay, look at the transformation he has had in just the 6 short months. Okay, now number 9, transition to the 3 secrets. Wow, and that's it. Okay, so transition to the 3 secrets. The 3 secrets, number 1, 2, 3. Remember that is those he called earlier about what? The false beliefs and also those tangible number 1, 2, 3, right? What you can introduce. These 3 secrets are actually your teaching point. For many people, the initial story will get them excited, but objections and false beliefs will also start to pop up as soon as you introduce the new opportunity. That's right. Okay, so false beliefs and doubts, objections, once you introduce the new opportunity. This is where you transition to the content section of the webinar. So here is the content, okay? The content is what you specifically teach, the 3 secrets, where you will start breaking and rebuilding the false belief patterns. How funny is that, right? The major things you are teaching is actually is to focus on their beliefs, breaking and rebuilding their beliefs. And that's actually the real service. Even before you introduce your products or services, this one, you help people to break and rebuild the new beliefs. That's a big accomplishment. Now, introduce what you're going to teach during the webinar. The 3 secrets, of course, are designed to counteract or negate the top 3 false beliefs you just mentioned. You see, it's like a teaching presentation, it's actually teaching or education marketing. Marketing is handling all these false beliefs and overcome and break it and bridge them to the offer you want to introduce. So you are not actually teaching your offer the inside details. You focus more on people's beliefs. Okay, so far I think Russell is the best one to elaborate this kind of a marketing strategies, the direction, the perspective, the mindset. So here, the 3 secrets, of course, are designed to counteract and neglect the top. Okay, you already created titles of these 3 secrets. The titles we created before, I will revisit that. So you can plug them in here and introduce them to everyone. Here's what we're going to cover during the next 45 minutes or so. So here, this is his, I will quote it. This is script. Okay, what we will cover, okay? So secret 1, 2, 3, that's what we will cover. Number 1, for example, in his case is funnel hacking. Number 2, funnel cloning. Number 3, my number 1, traffic hack. It's like, okay, so number 1 is funnel hacking, how to ethically steal over $1 million worth of funnel hacks from your competitors for under $100. It's a funnel hacking. Hacking means that you model the successful ones, like almost like hacking your competitors' traffic. Okay, so it's funnel hacking. So in my case, what's the secret number one? I remember in my masterclass, my number one was it's before the launch, right? What's a specific title? I forgot. It's just like to help them find their niche. Actually, if I summarize that, it's like help them find the purposeful and profitable niche. Let me get some water. This is the last part, important part. Okay, so let me say mine will be clarity. Actually, I mean, there's like something like a clarity. Their niche, okay, the P&P niche. I would say P&P niche, purposeful and profitable, or profitable and impactful niche. Clarity. That's the first step. Number one secret I teach them. And because we talk about all this niche, people's mistakes, and how to clarify your niche, everything, okay? And number two, he said is funnel cloning. How to then clone their proven funnel inside the funnels in less than 10 minutes. It makes it so easy, right? How to clone. There is like still, first one is hacking and then it's clone. In my case, it's actually a launching part. How to launch. Let's say launch. That's what in my masterclass. It says how to launch your online business in 90 days. Or launch plan or launch strategy. It's a successful launch. Okay. Number three, my number one traffic hack. How to get the exact same customers who are currently going to your competitors' funnels to start coming to your funnel instead. That's just like a hacking continue. Number one traffic hack. So in my case, mine is like scale. So I have a 3-step. It's like clarity, launch, and scale. I need to double check if this is handling those 3 false beliefs. For example, the first one is vehicle, the coaching. So we will help them to clarify their niche. And then the inner one, he used the funnel cloning. For my inner one, is to help them overcome the, okay, I would say launch made easy. Okay, make them feel like easy. Launch made easy. And the third one is external conflict or external false belief, like, oh, I cannot get clients. I cannot get enough clients. So the scale one, or the, let's say the impact one, the impact and scale. Here we will introduce about content, those strategies about, like, for example, content, marketing, and also like JV and mastermind, those partners. Mastermind, or we can call it Dream 100, those partnerships will help you make a bigger impact and scale. See, that's mine. Gosh, got it. Okay. So, okay, now you've got the first part of the presentation script. Next, let's dive into the actual content delivery. Wow, we will into those next secret tomorrow. Okay, we will talk about breaking and rebuilding belief patterns. Oh, Russell is really great at all this kind of let's say building these belief patterns. That's those secrets, I believe. Those secrets. Break the related beliefs. Let me see. State the secret, share other people's results, share people in the bridge. They state a new belief, rinse and repeat the secret 2, 3, transition to sell, questions, and then the stack. Okay, so basically, the logic here, I love to see the big picture from logical. Okay, logical, he introduced the perfect webinar or the perfect presentation script, not a script, the whole structure, and then he get into the first part. First 2 parts, right? Like the rapport and the beginning part, how to, let's see, get back to the one thing. Okay, so the rapport and one thing. Today we're talking about the one thing. okay, about the like a recall, inner belief and extra belief. We handle that part. Prepare for the major content. Tomorrow we will talk about the content, and the day after tomorrow will be the, let's say, will be the step. Okay, so whoo, this is a huge progress. Did you feel that? I'm glad I did this practice. I will definitely put that into my presentation, or like I've already got my presentation, so I need to double check my presentation and to see where I may add or revise something. So this is amazing. I hope you get a great inspirations from this reading and practice at the same time. Okay, this could be also either become like your coaching guidance, and it's like my power plus Russell's power, both of our powers together. I hope you get a great aha moment and wonderful practice as well. So we will see you. Make sure, by the way, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram. You will get both the full details and also the highlights summary every day, and keep this momentum, and we will come back tomorrow. Okay,